front. Exactly the same process with the little grub screw. And then once that's done, we're going to move on to installing the arms on the car. You can see here I've already put the shims and the pin through the front arm. Just a point of reference, the instruction manual is a little bit vague on the shim position. So this is the front of the car. We have a 1/2 mil shim on the front and a 1 mil shim on the front. So those parts look like this. You also need to watch that you do pick up the right hinge pin. They are different lengths. The front one is the shorter of the two, and it measures 43 millimeters. So get the 42 of the 43 millimeters. You need 4 of your pivot balls, 2 of your 1 mils, and 2 of your 1/2 mil. Go ahead and pop the hinge pin through. Take note, so this is the rear of the car, this is where the steering's going to mount. So like I said before, we're going to put a 1 mil on the rear, followed by the pivot ball, and then on the front we're going to use our 1/2 mil and then put the pivot ball on. So as they sit on the car, that's how it will look. That's left and right. Now it also mentions in the instruction manual that if there is a little bit of arm movement forward and back, we can shim it out with some of our 3 mil shims. You can use the 0.1, 0.2 or 0.3 where required. So once you've got that, we're going to mount the arms on the car. So you'll need the toe block, so that's the 1 degree toe block, and you'll need 2 M3 by 6 countersunk screws. So we'll do a test fit, and then we'll see if there is any movement forward and back of the arm. If there is, we'll just go ahead and put a couple of shims in and take that movement out. So straightforward process. Just slide the arms into the rear toe blocks. Beautifully made toe block on the front, precision CNC'd, also with a locator dowel on the front as well. So that just gives it bit of extra precision to make sure that that is centrally mounted on the car and in its correct position. So just work that into place, and then with your 2 mil driver, just secure those into place. Pretty straightforward stuff. Okay, so just give them a little bit of a nip up. So if we have a feel there now, we have got it. We have got a little bit of movement there. Now, just another little tech tip. Those of you that have been building cars for a while know that you know, slop is not a good thing, but probably even worse than having slop is actually having an arm that binds. So if we shim that out, or maybe it's a different kit and you've put it together and it's tight, well, that's a really bad thing. What we want to be able to see is the arm under its own weight, quite easily able to just move freely. So we've got probably a little bit more play there than what I would like to see. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly measure that. So we can just have a bit of a measure and just to see how much movement we have got there. And it's saying that we've got roughly 0.19 of a mil play. So again, we don't want to over shim this. We don't want it to be tight. We just want it to be a nice loosish fit with little to no play. But again, if it's too tight, it's going to be a worse thing than actually just having just a little bit of movement. Okay, so I've got some little 0.1 mil shims lined up over here. So that's our little 0.1 3 mil shims. I'm just going to start with 1 on either side. And then back on with our pivot balls, back on with the toe block, and then we'll have a feel and see how that is now. Okay, so we've still got a little bit of movement there. I'm going to go ahead and just try another 0.1 in both sides. And if that feels better, we can always obviously do away with the 2 shims and then just put one of our 0.2 mil shims in. But we'll ease up on it and work out exactly what we need in there. Okay, so our right hand side is what I would call near on perfect, but we still have some movement on this left hand side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a 0.2 in this side, and then I'm going to drop a 0.3 in this side, and I'm pretty sure that's going to take all that movement out. So we'll do that now.